Whether you like it or not, AI is the future, and it's coming for all of our jobs, at least podcasters, because earlier today, I was browsing YouTube and came across this masterpiece, this work of art. AI discusses document that just says, poo poo pee pee.
All right, so get ready for this deep dive, because today we're going to be looking at a document, and it's strange and kind of funny.
Yeah, what's so interesting about this document?
And by the way, this is the document right here in the description. So yeah, this is what it says. It's just an infinite poo poo pee pee.
When you first look at it, it just seems like way too simple, almost meaningless, you know?
Yeah.
But it's that simplicity that makes you want to look closer.
That's exactly how 99% of podcasts sound. AI got it right. That's how podcasts are done. 99% feeling, 1% poo poo pee pee. Yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of podcasts myself, and this is right on the nose. This is very accurate. So many podcasts out there just drag out a topic to like 2 hours. They split it into 6 episodes.
It's like when you find a perfectly smooth stone, like you have to know what made it that way. What stories does it tell?
Sounds like something that would play in the radio in Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, that's exactly right. I do wonder if they're actually going to use AI in GTA 6. I feel like they will. Like, I know everybody hates on AI for most things, but for video games, I feel like it'd be a lot of fun. Like, you could go up to characters and just interact with them like they're people.
So how do you even analyze something like that? Where do you even start?
Yeah, I mean, it really makes you think differently about language and meaning, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like we want to find patterns and structures and like a message in everything.
Right.
This is like when you study Shakespeare in school and they find meaning in every single word. Like, you can't even get past the first sentence in the book and the teacher stops everyone and we analyze it for like 30 minutes.
So is it just a meaningless bunch of words? Or could there be something more to it, hiding beneath the surface?
I mean, that's the big question, right? One way to think about it is like maybe it's some form of really, really old type of communication.
Like some caveman writing about their day, like, poo-poo pee-pee mammoth got out again.
Uh-huh. I mean, that's funny, but probably not.
He literally just roasted her right there. What?
Poo-poo pee-pee mammoth got out again.
Uh-huh. I mean, that's funny, but probably not. See, because
Why is that so passive aggressive? I'm going to casually play this while driving my wife to work and wait to see how long before she notices.
Okay, so it's not caveman diary. But maybe it's a code. Like, could poo-poo pee-pee stand for a letter or number or symbol or something?
yeah, I mean, it's possible, but without any key or like system to figure it out.
This is just 6 minutes of this guy just shutting her down at every single point that she brings up. But maybe he's actually just doing the job of a podcaster. I mean, if they solved the mystery of poo poo pee pee within the first minute, then I guess this wouldn't be very entertaining. And I guess they wouldn't get the watch time as well and the ad revenue.
The repetition makes me think of like a chant.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's not a bad thought.
I mean, even when he agrees with her, it still sounds like he disagrees by just the tone of his voice. He sounds so passive aggressive. I don't know. He just does not sound like he enjoys being on this podcast with her.
Think about the early 1900s. There was this art movement, Dadaism, and they really liked to use things that were absurd, nonsensical to kind of critique society.
If you didn't tell me this was AI, I 100% would have thought this was 2 real people doing a God tier bit. Yeah, I mean, the voices are very impressive. That's like the first thing that stood out to me is how realistic the voices are. And obviously, the dialogue is very natural as well. Like, they do pauses and they say and they say like. They use all kinds of filler words like normal humans.
So it's not about what it means, it's about how it makes you feel.
Yeah, exactly. And that makes me think of another possibility. Maybe it's art.
Now we're talking. It's provocative, and it makes you question, like, what language and meaning even are.
Yeah, that could definitely be it. And yet we have 4 minutes left. Now, I know we like to make fun about AI, but just think about this. It literally has access to all the world's information. What if it's correct? What if it's correct about poo poo pee pee and it actually realized the true meaning and we're all just sitting here laughing about it because no human was able to figure this out and these AI models were. I mean, these things are trained on like all the data in the world. So it's not too far-fetched to think that maybe it can realize things that we can't. And maybe this is one of them. Maybe this is the beginning. Maybe this video will be a historical artifact that historians look at in the future. And they look back at this and they say, this is when it happened. This is the turning point before everything went downhill. All right, guys, so I have this document here. It's called Mango, 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 Mango. And we're going to see if we can turn it into a podcast, just like the Poo Poo Pee Pee guys. So we're going to create the next work of art. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT. Here we go. Let's add this. And it looks like we got our podcast episode. Okay, it's actually not bad. Wow. It just keeps going.
All right, Casey, I've been waiting for this one. Today, we're diving into a unique document that is, well, entirely composed of the word mango.
Yeah, so if you plan to start your own podcast, then you've got some serious competition, so definitely watch out. Let's see if we can find any more wonderful podcasts. What is this? The Joe Rogan AI Experience. What? So it's literally just Joe Rogan but AI. But we got Dwayne The Rock Johnson on here. We got Logan Paul. Let's see. What do they talk about in this one?
Showing the potential benefits for the fighters was key.
Right.
We presented our case and honestly, after they tried Prime and saw the results,
I literally just jumped to a random point in the podcast and he's already talking about Prime.
we got the corners named Prime Hydration Corners.
What? The actual corners?
He talks about Prime so much that it's just baked into any AI model that knows about Logan Paul. All right, what is the most viewed episode? Of course, Andrew Tate.
Hey folks, welcome to episode number 3 of the Joe Rogan AI Experience.
I feel like this isn't legal. Like there's got to be some copyright issue with this, but right now it's like the Wild West with AI where copyright just doesn't exist.
So, you were in prison for 4 months, right? What was that like?
Yeah, 4 months. It was insane. I never thought I'd end up in a place like that, but it was a real eye-opening experience.
Yeah, I bet.
This is 43 minutes long. I wonder if people actually listen to the full episode. Hard to listen to the whole thing knowing it's not a real conversation. See, that's the thing about these AI-generated podcasts, is that even if they can mimic the voice perfectly and they sound entertaining, you know it's not a real person. And I feel like that just makes it not very interesting. Like this is 43 minutes long and it's got a lot of content in it and a lot of words, but like, is there really any meaning? Is there really any point in listening to it? Like, you would have to not know that it's AI to enjoy it. I do feel like if there's an AI content creator that succeeds, it would have to be entirely AI and like no human being, and all the people just know that it's not real. Kind of like Hatsune Miku. But still, because it's not a real person, you just can't really relate to them in the same way. Like, they don't have the same struggles, or they just don't experience life like you do. So why would you want to listen to them? Maybe if they have some really unique perspective, like they're able to explain what it's like being a computer. But again, how do you know that that's actually how it feels, or if that's just how it was programmed to feel? I mean, think about it. If AI actually becomes self-aware, how are we going to know that it's self-aware or it's not just pretending?
You really learn a lot about yourself when you're stripped of your freedom like that.
Can't believe someone spent hours making this. I actually wonder how long this would take to make. Like if it was actually hours, or if it was just 2 minutes of someone generating a script and then plugging it into this AI thing.
How you doing, Mr. President?
Joe, it's great to be here. I'm doing fantastic, just fantastic. The energy in this room is tremendous.
It actually sounds just like him, not gonna lie. Maybe the AI just has so much data that it's like it knows exactly how he speaks.
So what you're saying is that you won't be returning to Twitter, even though you're back on the platform now.
That's correct, Joe.
Who's here after the real interview? We have the real version and I can barely notice any difference. Yeah, I mean, you have to remember, all right, here's the thing about AI. Regardless of how you think about it, okay, this is the worst it'll ever be. It'll only get better. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh, it's obviously AI, it's obviously not real, just give it a year, because I feel like in a year, it'll be very different. This is the worst it'll ever be. I mean, already for voices, it's almost perfect if you use certain tools. Let's see who else is on the Joe Rogan AI Experience. Okay, they've got Drake, they've got Andrew Tate, Trump, Andrew Tate. There seems to be a very common theme here. There's a lot of Donald Trump on here. Do they have Diddy? Is there a P. Diddy podcast? Has P. Diddy been on a podcast before? No, it looks like it's all just drama. 73 questions with Diddy.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Before we begin, how do I address you?
You can call me Love.
And you've referred to yourself.
Bro has always been sus since the beginning. I don't even know how we got to this point. I don't even know why we're watching a video about P. Diddy. But yeah, I just found this AI generated podcast and wanted to share it with you. And that's about it.